Hello YouTube, Canadian Edge here, and I have a video today. I'm going to be looking at 5 of the top knives that I carry probably the most recently. And this idea came to me from my great nephew Levi. Shout out to him, who he's been encouraging me with different ideas and that for videos and stuff, so I just appreciate his input. But we're going to look at 5 of the knives that I carry probably the most. Starting off with the Kizer original tuxedo. And these aren't necessarily, well, they kind of are in an order. This knife I like. It has 154 cm steel on it. It's a nice smaller knife, lightweight. The opening and closing on this is so smooth. That's one of the favorite reasons for carrying this knife, is that it opens and closes so smoothly. Those of you who are familiar with button lock knives know that a lot of them bounce if you don't release it properly. This one does not, and I really appreciate how this knife operates. So it's got a nice smooth opening and closing. It's a lightweight knife. It looks good. It's an attractive knife. I mean, not an amazing wow factor on it, but it's a nice looking knife. It could be in the gentleman category, and it looks good when you take it out to use it. But it's not a big scary knife, and it fits in the pocket great. And this is not a review of these knives. This is just knives I carry. I've reviewed each of the knives that I'm going to show you, so if you want to check out the reviews, please check them out. I'll put the links to them in the description so that you can check out more information on these. So this one is the Kizer original tuxedo. And we will move on to this next one, which is the Benchmade bugout. And I like these guys. It's got the S30V steel on it, so it stays sharp for a long time. It's smooth opening and closing. I kind of like how you give a little wrist snap there, and it closes up for you. It's got the axis lock on it, Benchmade axis lock, or a crossbar lock as a lot of people call them, but these guys kind of perfected this, so yes, it's great. It's lightweight. It's a little bigger knife than the last one, than the Kizer, but it's a really good size. I don't necessarily need a great big knife. I do have a few big knives. Don't carry them all that often, just because they tend to be heavier and bulkier. But this guy, you can carry him anywhere, in your backpack, in your pocket, in a purse, and it's got great size. You hardly notice it there, especially in your pocket, and it's very functional and durable knife. So Benchmade bugout, those are another good knife to carry. Another knife that I really enjoy is the Civivi banneray, and I know a lot of people pronounce it banneret. I've been told by French viewers that banneray is the proper pronunciation, so that's the way I call it. I like it. It's got Damascus steel on it. I think it's a really good looking knife. I really like the aesthetics of this knife. It is a bigger knife. It is a heavier knife, but it fits the pocket really well. It's got such smooth pivot on it. It's basically a drop close knife, and yeah, just a real pleasant knife to carry, and it fits really good in the pocket. Nice slim design on it. And it looks really good when you open it up to use it. I really like, I don't know if you can see the Damascus Oops, if I get it in the camera, that would help. The Damascus pattern. Sorry, my lighting is not that great. But I like the Damascus pattern. I had been looking for a Damascus knife for a long time, and I found this one and really liked it. So this is good. The only problem I have with this knife is I often, because I give a little push with my knife, if I have it up straight there, I often cut just under my thumbnail with the blade coming down, which is not a big problem. That's just my user error. So yes, this is the Civivi banneray. Great knife, really like it. It's and it's functional as well as looks good. So check those guys out, and they have a different variety of those as well. All these knives come in different options. One of my favorite knives to carry, this is the Civivi Mini Praxis. And I got the big Praxis, and I really like the knife, but it is a bit bigger and it is a bit bulkier. And then they came out with this guy, and I was so happy, and it's the right size for me. I really like the size of this knife. It fits all my functionality. It is just really a good knife. It's not quite drop closed. As I break it in more, it'll get more of a drop close, but it works great. It's got a nice smooth pivot on it. It's got different, options, how you can hold it and use the knife. And for me, this is just the right size of knife. I really like it. It works great for everything that I need to use it for. It's nice and lightweight, fits great in the pocket, and very happy with it. Oh, and it has D2 steel on it. So it will hold an edge, a little harder to sharpen, but all of these knives have really good steel on them, and just a very functional knife. Really like this one. So yeah, that's the Civivi Mini Praxis. And then the knife that I probably carry the most is the CJRB Pyrite 1925A. This is the second version that they came out with. And I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the aluminum handles, but I really like this knife. This knife I carry more than any other of my knives. And part of it is, this is a great fidget knife. Really love the fidget factor on this knife. You can open it with the reverse flick, which is how I do most of the time. You can use the thumb hole, and you can use the button lock, but it super smooth pivot on it. Just a lot of fun to sit and fidget with, and it's very functional. As a box cutter or something like that, it works great for that kind of stuff, and very functional knife. Holds a good edge. Is very sharp, and yeah, it's just everything I enjoy in a knife. And so aesthetically pleasing knife too, and just a really good knife. And the nice thing about these two, which are the knives that I carry the most, these are the lowest price out of all the different knives that I have shown you and carry here. These are the most budget friendly ones. These ones are all over $100. So these ones are in the $50 to $70 range in their Canadian. So yeah, but excellent knife. If you haven't checked those out yet, check them out. And then one knife that I will give honorable mention to, I carry it more as a secondary knife, is the Civivi Baby Banter. And so yeah, I carry this little guy. Usually in a side pocket or something like that. It has the Nitro V steel on it. It's a nice small knife and fits well in the pocket, but don't let the size fool you. It is a very functional knife. It feels like a bigger knife than what it actually is, and so yes, I often carry this as just a secondary knife, backup knife. If I'm doing, you know, small jobs and stuff like that, I will take this knife out rather than a bigger knife, and it's definitely not intimidating if you use this in public, and it's a good looking little knife. I like the looks of the knife, and as I said, very functional knife. The Nitro V holds the edge for a long time. Smooth pivot on it, and just a great little knife. So if you're looking for a secondary knife, or if you have to carry a smaller knife because of laws in your where you live, that's a great one to check out. So these are my top carries. You got the Civivi Baby Banter, you got the CJRB Pyrite 1925A, you got the Civivi Mini Praxis. Sorry, I'm not getting these in the camera here very well. You got the Civivi banneray, Benchmade bugout, and the Kizer tuxedo, original tuxedo. So those are my main carries, and I do have a variety of other knives that I alternate in and out of rotation, and just depending on how I'm feeling that day, depends on the knife. But these are the ones I carry the most and enjoy carrying the most, and so I thought I would let you take a look at them. All right, well, thank you for joining me on this. We'll be doing some more videos coming up, but until then, you hit the like, hit subscribe, and feel free to leave me a comment. I will get back to you. All right, that's it for this video. Join me for another one, and until then, you stay safe and stay sharp.